Hey guys, here we are, chapter 4, and this is called the $10 brokerage. And it sounds probably pretty crazy, but when you hear the story, you might change your mind a little bit about what we think about what we're going to become as we become real estate agents. Typically, we have two paths that we're going to take. It's kind of a life cycle of a real estate agent. We're going to go from being a single agent, maybe on a team, then maybe we get good enough that we break off, and then maybe we end up becoming our own team leader, and then we decide to become a broker or possibly property management, work in that. Those are kind of the two cycles that you kind of go through, where when you make it out of the single agent and you're just doing that you kind of expand on your business and what you want to do. Well, the $10 brokerage is kind of what I want to do. I had no interest in doing property management. I still don't. It's just not something that I enjoy. Other people, I know they get it, or I get it. They love it, and that's what they do. So, not knocking it. It just wasn't for me. But as I was starting to look into brokerages and things like that, I started to look at the risk and the high cost of doing it, and I had to kind of pull my ego aside, because it was kind of, at first I was like, hey, this is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have my name on the sign. It's gonna be so cool, and have it's gonna be my brokerage, mine. Like that's what I felt that I was going to do, and I really had a lot of ego that was being pushed into that. Well, after talking to a friend of mine, he's a very successful agent up in Washington State, and I mean, not even an agent, he owns his own brokerage. He just crushed it. But he called me up and he's like, hey man, guess what? I was like, well, what's that? He's like, I just bought a brokerage for $10. And I go, what? You bought a brokerage for $10? And the thing that is crazy to me is that we think that we're building, when you're building your business, don't you want to build it to a point where it has massive value? And here it is, what we think is real estate brokerages, that we're going to build these massive brokerages and be able to sell them. Well, it turns out they're kind of not worth as much as you might think they are. So anyways, my friend tells me I just bought this for $10. He goes, actually, the woman wanted to give it to me, but my lawyer said we needed to do at least $10. So let's just do $10. So the story is, she had the company for 30 years, been in business for 30 years, and she was super competitive, just like a lot of agents are. And she said, I don't want my agents going to other brokerages. So she turned around and kept them all there and sold it to my friend. But she just was tired. I'm tired. I'm done. I want to get out of the game. I'm done. Let's move on. And so what ended up happening was, after 30 years of work, man, 30 years, $10 for what you've built up this whole time. And I heard that story and I was like, I can't do it. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I want to leave a legacy. And by getting to the point where I have to sell my business for $10, in order to just to make sure that my clients or my agents don't go somewhere else, that's not. I learned that owning my own brokerage even wasn't going to build my own legacy. This wasn't the way I was going to do it. So this is kind of what got me on the path to where I ended up, and or where I'm at now as I'm continuing to grow. But the $10 brokerage, man, I don't know who gets excited about that. I don't. But we'll go on to chapter 5 next, and that chapter is called Now What? See you then.